Hello there, and Happy New Year. I've been gone for a little while. Sorry, I was traveling, and then we had the the magic of Christmas and then the New Year. So things have been a little busy, and I took a little time off to rest, which was lovely. And so now I'm back, and I was asked to write a an article in service of promoting my book, The Reluctant Alchemist. Oh wait, do I? I don't have a copy of it. Wait, I do. In service of promoting my book, The Reluctant Alchemist. Anyway, the article that I was asked to write was something called 7 Things You Should Know About Transcendence. Well, I can tell you that was a little daunting. What the hell do I know about transcendence? That I can share in an article that feels like I would think an awful lot of myself if I knew something about that. And then I thought, okay, well, I've been asked to do it, so let's see what I can do with it, right? Let's have a little fun with it, since I'm always telling people they need to be playing and not taking themselves so seriously. So I thought, okay, I'm not even going to take transcendence all that seriously. And I've been thinking about it, and I've been working on it over time. And then I was lucky enough this last week to be able to accompany my sweet angel Wynn to his place on Perdido Key, just at the Florida-Alabama line. And there's a lovely porch there that overlooks the old river toward Ono Island. And I was sitting on the porch, and I was in the morning. It was actually January 2nd, I think, and it was a coolish morning. The storm had come through on New Year's, and it was a beautiful, beautiful morning, and there were pelicans flying low along the river fishing, and there were merganser ducks bobbing up and down and taking deep dives while they were searching for fish. And I thought, oh, this is a perfect place to meditate. And in fact, there was also this really perfect chair where I could sit cross-legged, which is also, I guess, sort of known as half lotus. And I thought, oh, this is awesome. So I would take my coffee out there every morning, and I would just watch the clouds, and I would watch the water, and I would watch the pelicans, and the ducks, and I would meditate. So I was there, super excited about meditating again, and that was the day I came home. That was the last day. So I knew this was going to be my last time to do this trip. And so I sat there, and I put my coffee down, and I closed my eyes, and I started to do a little bit of breathing to get into the mode of meditation, and a leaf blower went off. So directly across the river from where I was sitting, someone started up a leaf blower. And I thought, oh God, okay. Because as I'm sure all of you know, everyone's experienced a leaf blower. It seems like they obliterate all other sound. It is a really loud noise. And this was reverberating across the river as well. I couldn't believe how loud it was. It really felt as if the guy was like underneath the porch blowing the leaves. So I thought, okay, I could go inside, and maybe the sound would be muffled, and I could find some space in the house and try to meditate a little bit. And at the same time, I'm sitting there thinking, every time I try to close my eyes, I'm thinking, I hate leaf blowers. I hate leaf blowers. I hate leaf blowers. And that's the only thing that I can get in my head, which wasn't going to really do much in terms of meditation, right? So, and then I remembered my experience in the yoga class where the woman's watch was ticking, and while I was trying to listen to the gong at the same time. And I thought, okay, this is a little louder than a ticking watch, obviously, the leaf blower, but let me just see, let's just play with it. Let me just see if I can hear something other than the leaf blower. I won't necessarily be meditating, but I'm just going to play with it. Let's just see if I can hear something other than the leaf blower. So I closed my eyes again, and allowed the leaf blower to be there and tried not to focus on the leaf blower and how much I hate leaf blowers or the sound of them. And I then tried actively to open my listening ears to hear what else I might be able to hear. And I found that I actually could hear something else. I could hear the water slapping on the little strip of beach along the river below me. I could hear birds chirping and squawking and some singing somewhere nearby. I could hear a conversation 2 doors down of some men working on the beach. I could hear the thudding of a hammer that was repairing what I'm guessing was probably a dock that had been torn up by the series of hurricanes that came through this summer. And I thought, wow, I actually can hear stuff. And so I sat there and I played with it for a while, trying to identify absolutely everything else that I could hear other than the leaf blower. So in the end, the leaf blower gave me the opportunity to practice focusing on different things and opening my hearing. So I kind of had to be grateful for the leaf blower too in the end, which was a bit disturbing, but I got over it. And in going back to writing this article, so one of the things that I was also going to be doing on the porch was writing the article. And I thought about it and I thought, wow, in a way, I kind of transcended the leaf blower, right? Because if you look up the definition of transcend in the dictionary, it's to surpass something, right? To go beyond limits, right? So and normally they're talking about, I think when we're talking about transcension, you're talking about going beyond your own ego, going beyond your own desires and needs, going beyond into the beyond to, bliss and peace and joy, right? That when you get that. And so I started to think about that in terms of the experience that I just had with the leaf blower and trying to find different sounds. And I started to think about the fact that, transcendence isn't a destination. It's not a place you get to. It's a choice that you make all the time, not just every day, but even moment to moment. It's a moment to moment choice. Whether or not you transcend, you go beyond the limits of a particular situation, of a particular feeling, of a particular thought, right? Can you go beyond those limits? How are you allowing that situation, thought, feeling to limit you? And how can you go beyond that limit? What can you do? What can you do differently, right? So, and I have stopped again. So I'm going to go beyond the limits of this particular video because it has stopped. So I'm going to apologize for that, but I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to practice what I preach here. So the next thing that I was thinking about is that choosing to move beyond something, to move beyond the limits, is a practice, and it's something that you have to practice all the time. But happily, we get opportunities to practice it all the time, right? Because we get stuck in traffic, and leaf blowers start, and we have thoughts that are self-limiting or that aren't helpful, right? So that allows us an opportunity to practice transcending any of those things that are going on in any particular moment, as long as we're aware that, the minute you begin to feel irritated or angry, that's a time when you have an opportunity to transcend that moment, to transcend that situation, to move beyond whatever it is that's going on, right? So that's where I went with it. Doing that also requires a certain amount of surrender, right? That if you are going to go beyond the limits of something and allow any particular situation to be, or thought or feeling to be, your teacher in that moment, then you have to surrender to that, right? And you have to keep practicing. And it's easiest if you remember it's a game, right? It's a game that you're practicing. And that, I think, helps make it a little bit easier. So just remember, in this case, or in this situation, transcendence is not a destination. It's a choice that you make to transcend any particular moment, thought, or feeling, right? And how do you do that? How do you practice that? How do you play with that? And that's what I'm going to leave you with. And I'm going to leave you with a really pretty picture of myself because I can see it. And I hope that all of you are well, and I will be seeing you soon. Take care. Bye.